It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Thursday, the 20th of June. I'm Michael Groff. If you've stepped outside over the last couple of hours, you can feel it. The humidity is coming up, monsoon moisture on the increase, and that's a sign of things to come. Chances of showers and thunderstorms over the higher terrain, and some of those storms will make it into the lower deserts over the next few days. Now, for today, the main focus will be on gusty winds and maybe some blowing dust this afternoon and this evening. But as that moisture continues to increase, actual rain chances are going to come into our forecast. The first time we've had any meaningful chance of rain in almost 3 months. So, with all of that being said, there is forecast uncertainty. We'll talk about all of that, answer those questions as we dive on in. First, let's check out the almanac from yesterday. 106 degrees the afternoon high, 83 the morning low, above the averages of 105 and 80. 118 degrees, the record high from 2017 as well as 2016. That record low of 61 degrees. All right, as we take a look outside right now here at 12:30 p.m., there's a few clouds out there, but we're still sitting on mostly sunny sky and 106 degrees. Actually, 108 degrees at Sky Harbor now. Look at that dew point. It was in the 30s at 10 o'clock this morning, now up in the mid-50s and still climbing at 56 now, relative humidity 18%. So, yes, humidity increasing. Wind from the southeast at 6, barometer 29.67 inches and falling. Upper-level weather pattern across the nation. Still have kind of a little trough off to the west of us and a southwesterly flow, but that's aloft. Now, got this ridge building in from the east, and the flow in the mid-levels and certainly down toward the surface is turning more out of the south and southeast, and that's helping to push some moisture into the region. What else you see down there across Mexico, that is the remnants of Tropical Storm Alberto. And that, believe it or not, will have at least some impact on what's going on with our weather over the next few days. The watch warning maps still have those heat advisories and excessive heat warnings over the northeast. High pressure still in control up there, and it's just been a scorcher this week, but that heat will alleviate over the next few days. Now, for us, we have an excessive heat warning, and it's just been extended. It will not be reflected in the forecast I post at the end of this video, unfortunately, because that was prepared earlier, but now the excessive heat warning is in effect through tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. It was through tonight. Now it's through tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock. And boy, do we anticipate the heat to continue. And even into this weekend, the only limiting factor will be, in terms of heat, is how much moisture will be around, cloud cover, and any precipitation chances. That could mitigate it somewhat, but high pressure will be strengthening across the southwest. And we'll talk about that more in modeling here in just a moment. The convective outlook for today, the risks of severe storms from the Rockies into the plains, the Great Lakes, the Northeast, and yes, even into parts of the Four Corners, Northeast Arizona, and the eastern half of Arizona in the greens, so thunderstorms possible. And that does include here in the lower deserts today. And again, thunderstorms for us, Phoenix area, central Maricopa County, I would suspect would be pretty limited if they occur at all. But some outflow boundaries from distant thunderstorms could stir up some blowing dust, and anytime those outflow boundaries get in here, they could kick up a storm or two of their own. So we'll watch that today. Here's the precipitation outlook. This is valid through Thursday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, not a lot, but hey, it's not zero either. Anywhere from maybe 1/100th of an inch all the way up to about 1/10 of an inch. And of course, maybe 1/4 to 1/2 inch for parts of eastern Arizona. Of course, whenever we show this graphic during the monsoon season, what do I always tell you? Your amount could vary because monsoon thunderstorms, well, they're not uniform. It's not a stratified rain event. This is something that, one neighborhood can get 1 inch. The next neighborhood over gets nothing, and that's just how it is. All right, let's get into the details of this forecast right now. To do that, we explore the models. Check it out. Here we go. The GFS, the 12Z run. This is valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Still have that ridge in the east. Still have a little weak trough to the west of us, and that actually is going to play a role in our weather too. And that disturbance, the leftovers from Alberto across central Mexico, and what it all means for us down at the surface for the rest of the day today. We'll see a few clouds coming in and breezy to windy conditions. Windy, especially across eastern Arizona, as that moisture kicks on in. We've seen some pretty gusty east-southeast winds, over 40 miles an hour. Gila County, southeast Arizona, the wind advisory in effect down there. For us, Could see some wind gusts. We've already seen those around 20, 25 miles an hour at times. And high temperatures this afternoon, look, we're already at 108, so we're likely going to be up around 110 to 114 for this afternoon. But with humidity levels increasing, that's going to be even a little bit more uncomfortable than usual. Widely scattered showers and thunderstorms develop over the higher terrain, and some of those will try to make it into the lower deserts, aided by the stronger east-southeasterly winds, especially in the lower and middle levels. So, with not quite as dry air, but still relatively dry air and hot air down at the surface, and with thunderstorms developing, these high-based storms developing, we won't see much rain from any storms in the lower deserts, but the difference between that air, the down, when you get those strong downdrafts that start to develop from these thunderstorms, you see these huge spreads, temperature dew point depressions, that results in very strong gusty winds. And we could see those this afternoon here across south central Arizona. Latest guidance shows a chance that we could see a few wind gusts that reach severe limits. So maybe 55, 60, 65 mile an hour wind gusts from the strongest storms this afternoon. That is something that will have to be watched, but probably a widespread decent wind event for many thunderstorms this afternoon, 30 to 40 miles an hour, and that will help to aid that blowing dust coming into the lower deserts today. All right, tonight, same thing. Areas of blowing dust. Now, there is a small chance we could see a shower or storm in the greater Phoenix area too, but rain chances are probably only going to be in about the 10 to 15% bracket. So if you do see any raindrops tonight, consider yourself lucky. Most of us, if we see anything, we'll see gusty winds and some blowing dust. And even that's not a guarantee, but it sure is looking more likely for this evening, especially with moisture picking up in the mid-levels. Lows tonight, how about low 80s to low 90s? Gross. And then tomorrow, moisture continues to increase, and this could be an interesting day. We've got stronger southerly and southeasterly flow, especially in the mid-levels, around 25 to 30 knots. Good bulk shear picking up. And we still have this little trough off to the west, and it's kind of a southwesterly flow, and so that's going to aid in some additional lift in the atmosphere. So the ingredients certainly are coming together for better chances of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow across much of central and eastern Arizona, and that includes the south central deserts and Phoenix. But we do have high pressure that's still sitting over the area, and that is going to be one factor that may limit how widespread storms get, because obviously high pressure, subsidence, that's sinking air, that's going to suppress thunderstorm development somewhat. But all this added moisture and the added dynamic support that we're going to see from this little trough to the west and that area of disturbed weather to our south, that should at least overcome some of that. We're just going to have to see how much. It's still kind of up in the air, but we'll at least call for scattered showers and thunderstorms, especially tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening across central and eastern Arizona. They will be most numerous in the higher terrain. All right, now we go to the weekend, and it could be active around here, but again, high pressure is going to be strengthening. So that is a limiting factor. Now, again, high temperatures, 110 to 114, dropping a bit over the weekend, maybe if we get more cloud cover, higher humidity levels, and rain chances picking up. But I think the best chance for any organized storms will come from colliding outflow boundaries, not necessarily storms that just develop right on top of us, because, again, with high pressure around, sinking air, that may preclude some storm development. But we still think there's a pretty good chance for both Saturday and Sunday. High temperatures are still going to be 110 plus around here, but any storms that develop would be capable of producing strong, gusty, maybe damaging winds, maybe severe winds, and then, of course, obviously lightning and blowing dust, but some will produce some locally heavy downpours. We don't anticipate any real widespread heavy rain, but locally heavy rain could be possible. So that's this weekend, so keep that in mind. And the excessive heat will likely continue. Humidity levels will be up, even though temperatures may back off a couple of degrees. Well, they'll still be above average, so it's just going to feel pretty oppressive. All right, as we go to next week, we'll start a transitional period here on Monday. We've got high pressure that's still continuing to strengthen. Upper heights are getting up toward about 594 to 596 decameters. And so eventually the high pressure in this subsidence is going to start to win out. We could still see some isolated showers and thunderstorms because moisture levels will remain elevated here across Arizona, but they'll be less numerous on Monday. Only a slight chance we could see some storms. So Saturday and Sunday, rain chances for us in the 30 to 40% bracket. By Monday, down closer to about 20%. And high temperatures are going to keep nudging up because we're adding more ridging here. Heights are climbing. We're starting to get the moisture to move on out of here too. So highs anywhere from about 110 to 114, and we'll push that up even further on Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, there will still be isolated showers and storms over the higher terrain, but I don't think we'll see much in the way of storm chances here in the lower deserts, and it's just going to be very hot. Highs, I'd say anywhere from about 112 to 116. Now, of course, next week, where are we at? Well, that's June 25th and 26th for Tuesday and Wednesday. And we all know the record highs on those days are 120 and 122 degrees respectively. So we will not be close to those records. We'll be several degrees away from those. Nevertheless, way, way above average temperatures. And historically speaking, this is about the hottest part of our calendar right before the typical monsoon moisture surge would start to come in here. Is when we usually see these very hot temperatures, and we'll see that next week. All right, going out to a week from today. This is Thursday, the 27th. But now we've got troughing coming into the Pacific Northwest, and that's going to knock our ridge down a bit, and the upper heights are going to come down too somewhat. More of a westerly flow comes in, so any moisture that's around should be pushed on out of here, at least temporarily, and temperatures would fall at least a few degrees, probably closer to 107 to 111 maybe, perhaps even a little bit lower than that, depending on how strong this trough eventually becomes. But it probably won't linger that long, as they generally don't this time of year. That should move on out, and then high pressure will try to build back in. Now, where exactly that ridge sets up, we've seen a number of different solutions out here at 10 days. Remember yesterday, we were showing a strong inverted trough and a ridge in a fairly good position to bring monsoon moisture back today, and not as great a position for that. And we don't really see evidence of a strong inverted trough, at least not like we did yesterday. But from run to run, these solutions are changing. So forecast confidence out here, probably a little bit lower than we would normally see it here in the summertime. So at this point, we'll look for high temperatures to remain above average with a few showers and storms over the higher terrain, but probably continued dry conditions for the lower deserts out here at the latter part of next week and the following weekend. But of course, we're going to watch model trends and we'll keep you posted. Check it out, rainfall for Phoenix. And this is off the European Ensemble. You got the control member up there over 3/4 of an inch. The ensemble mean is almost 1/4 of an inch. The GFS ensemble, every single member shows measurable rain. And again, the control member way up there, over 2/3 or 3/4 of an inch. And the ensemble mean is a little bit over 1/3 of an inch, about 4/10 of an inch. So, hey, decent chances we could actually get some measurable rain here over the next several days, and then maybe way out there beyond 10 days as well. But there will undoubtedly be a break of dry weather and very hot conditions between that. Speaking of, these are temperatures off the national blend of models, and oh my goodness, pretty much above 110 every day. And how about those overnight lows in the 90s? Now, again, I will stress that on any one of these days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's a chance it could be lower than what's shown here, given higher moisture levels and maybe some rain chances in there. But it remains to be seen. Next week does look to be pretty hot, at least the first half of the week, and then temperatures may trend down somewhat. But, still, brutal temperatures. And again, we're probably looking at the hottest June on record before it's all said and done. And that is going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you really like what we do here, you can click that thanks icon below the video and make your monetary contributions to us. Or if you want to do that directly to me via PayPal, groffshow@gmail.com is the PayPal address. That's GROFF show@gmail.com for PayPal. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name. It's called Sweet Child Arizona. Talking about my Michelle, check her out. Check out her videos and everything else Michelle related linked up down in the description. Our streaming station is linked up down there too. It's called KMGX. We play a lot of music over there, have a lot of fun with that. So I highly encourage you to check out what's going on in KMGX. All right. All of that having been said, thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support. It is so greatly appreciated. If you're going to be out there, please, please be safe. Drink plenty of water. Stay cool. Stay hydrated. You know all that. And you guys have yourselves a beautiful rest of your Thursday.